What does the U.S. Constitution say about our allegiance and support for a president who is literally and violently violating the U.S. Constitution by using ICE and the military to commit war against U.S. citizens and immigrants? A president who is violating the U.S. Constitution by detaining, arresting, injuring, and even killing Americans and immigrants in the streets without due process for guess what? Peacefully protesting against Trump's military occupation of their cities. In addition to all this, Trump has created an internal ICE memo, reportedly that directs ICE officers that they can forcibly enter the homes of people subject to deportation without a judge-signed judicial warrant. Another extreme violation of the U.S. Constitution. And given the illegal authority given to what appears to be his personal, untrained, incompetent militia to commit illegal acts that just by error and incompetence will include U.S. citizens and immigrants. Welcome to American News Trust. I'm Steele Black. Trump has made it clear that criticism of him is treason and even subject to a firing squad. But what does the U.S. Constitution say about allegiance to a president? It says that allegiance is explicitly owed to the Constitution itself, not to any person, office holder, or leader. This is made clear in several key provisions of the U.S. Constitution. The Oath Clause itself, Article 6, Clause 3, which states, "The senators and representatives and all executive and judicial officers shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution." The key point here is that not only is it written in the Constitution, but all federal and state officials when taking office first swear an oath to loyalty to the Constitution and not to the president, not to a party or any other individual. This is our Constitution's own rejection of monarchy and personal rule. The very thing Trump is trying to do today. Now you may say, but it doesn't explicitly say the president. Well, let's look at that. The Presidential Oath, Article 2, Section 1, Clause 8, which states, "The President swears to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States." Even the President is bound to follow the Constitution. There's nothing binding the nation, the people, or elected, nominated, confirmed, or hired officials to any loyalty to the President. So when the President violates the U.S. Constitution, let's say by using ICE or the military to commit violence against peaceful protesters or to take people off the street and lock them up without due process, that president is violating his oath by failing to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, and Congress is required to impeach and remove that president. Not to wait for courts to make good, bad, biased, or even unconstitutional decisions about the matter, or to allow the president to make corrupt administrative decisions like warrantless searches, the withholding of due process, or violence against peaceful demonstrators. And even if the courts and the president do, it is still Congress's duty to impeach and remove that president. What makes this worse is that when Congress fails to impeach and remove the president, the congressional members, as in this case, most of the Republican members of Congress, also violate their oath of office to defend the Constitution and have, as a result, pretty much decimated the way our government runs. Even the Supreme Court justices who refuse to rule according to the Constitution are subject to impeachment. Their mumbo-jumbo opinions that walk circles around the Constitution to degrade a particular group of people are also in violation of the Constitution. And Congress is required to impeach these justices on the Supreme Court who violate the Constitution as well. But unfortunately, the party in control is clearly corrupt, and they themselves must be removed by midterm elections at the present expense of many people in this country today. So we have to depend on our elections, a process Donald Trump is also threatening as I speak. A president who should also be removed under the 25th Amendment by the vice president and his cabinet. This is because even Trump's cabinet members take an oath and have a duty to defend the Constitution and remove Trump. Not defend Trump and remove the Constitution. They have a duty under the 25th Amendment because Donald Trump presents as insane and incapacitated. By the way, Article 3, Section 3 defines treason as levying war against the people of the United States. Donald Trump is doing that. It also defines treason as adhering to the people's enemy. Donald Trump is adhering to Russia, an enemy of the United States and a disruptor of our elections. Now, if you like our analysis, please subscribe, like, and share our content. We need your support. Thank you.